how to tell whether your partner loves you or not. Learn about the subtle signs that your partner might not love you, even if you think they do. Have you ever wondered if the spark that once illuminated your relationship is now flickering out? Or do you find yourself yearning for more from your partner, sensing a subtle emotional disconnection? It can be challenging to figure out if your partner genuinely loves you or not. Even if you think your partner loves you, you can use these scientifically proven cues to help identify whether your partner really loves you. You may feel like you perfectly understand the way your partner wants to be loved, but sometimes, what makes us feel loved can be completely different from what our partner needs to feel loved. This mismatch can leave both of you feeling unfulfilled in the relationship. Science has shed light on various indicators that help us understand whether a partner truly loves us or not. In this video, we'll explore the 12 psychological signs that indicate whether or not they care as much as you believe they do. We'll also help you distinguish between someone who is just pretending their feelings and someone who is genuinely in love with you. Be sure to watch this video until the end so that you don't miss out any of these valuable insights, and remember to subscribe for more science-based content on relationships and the psychology of modern love. When they just don't get you emotionally. So, you know how in deep loving relationships people share everything from their feelings to their thoughts and experiences? Well, if your partner suddenly goes all quiet or avoids any emotional conversations, that could be a big red flag. Researchers who study emotional bonding in relationships tell us that open communication and being emotionally responsive are super important for keeping that romantic connection going strong. After all, love and emotional connection are like best buds, and when you see that connection slipping away, it's a clear sign that something's up. There was this study back in 2019 with 300 couples, and guess what it found? Yep, partners who didn't share their emotions or tried to dodge those heartfelt chats ended up being less satisfied with their relationships over time. So you see, keeping those communication lines open and being emotionally available is key to making love blossom and keeping it alive. The lack of physical affection. Do you know just how powerful a simple touch can be in a relationship? It's like a love remedy. Well, almost. Science says physical affection like cuddling and holding hands releases oxytocin, aka the love hormone, which helps to strengthen the bond between partners. So, when the cuddles and affectionate gestures start to fade, that just might mean your partner's feelings have taken a hit. Back in 2011, some researchers did a study on couples and their oxytocin levels after affectionate touch. And guess what they found? Yep, after engaging in affectionate activities, those oxytocin levels went through the roof, showing just how important physical affection is for the emotional bond between two partners. Actions speak louder than words. You know how love isn't just about saying, "I love you"? It's about showing it too, through actions, big and small. So, if your partner isn't there for you during tough times, or isn't cheering you on for your dreams and goals, it might not bode well for the love department. Psychologists say that these supportive actions are like love's secret code. A study in 2001 analyzed how acts of support impacted relationship happiness. As it turns out, being there for each other, giving emotional comfort when needed, and supporting each other's growths were majorly linked to a relationship satisfaction and overall happiness. So if your partner's actions aren't speaking the language of love, it's time to start paying attention. The ghosting phenomenon and emotional unavailability. Ever had a partner who is emotionally unavailable? You know, someone who avoids talking about the future or simply sidesteps any emotional issues. Well, that's not a good sign for a loving relationship. Emotional intimacy plays a big role in forming that deep and meaningful connection between two people. A study back in 2018 showed just how important emotional availability is. Couples who kept dodging future talks and emotional issues ended up feeling disconnected and less satisfied with their relationship. So if your partner is consistently avoiding discussing the future and emotional issues, it might be time to have a serious chat. Priorities and the love triangle dilemma. You've probably heard how love means putting your partner first. So if your partner is constantly picking other people or activities over spending time with you, it's not a great sign. Feeling valued and cared for by your partner is super important in a loving relationship. Researchers from the University of Texas found this out in 2019. They saw that when partners felt valued and prioritized, their relationship satisfaction increased. But when partners consistently chose other activities or people over spending quality time together, their satisfaction took a nosedive, suggesting a lack of love or declining affection. When love doesn't care, they're not interested in your life. You know how in a loving relationship your partner is supposed to care about your life, dreams, and all these little things. While if your partner seems uninterested in your achievements, hobbies, or daily experiences, that's definitely not a good sign. Being engaged and interested in each other's lives is like the secret sauce of love. Psychologists found this out in 2016 when they studied couples who actively showed interest in each other's lives. Well, surprise, surprise. These couples felt more love and intimacy. So if your partner's acting uninterested, it might be time to have a heartfelt chat about what's going on. When love stalls, they avoid planning for the future. Do you know how talking about the future together is a natural thing in a committed relationship? Well, if your partner keeps dodging those future chats or isn't interested in making long-term commitments, it could spell trouble for love. In 2016, a bunch of researchers, including Dr. John Gottman, dug into this topic and found that discussing the future and sharing goals were major factors in keeping a loving and long-lasting relationship. So, if your partner's avoiding those talks about what lies ahead, it might be time to figure out what's happening in your love story. Love in the balance. They're not willing to compromise. Love sometimes means meeting in the middle and working through challenges together. If your partner truly loves you, they'll be open to finding solutions and making necessary adjustments for a better relationship. Compromise is like the glue that holds relationships together. A lot of studies back this up, showing just how important compromise is for relationship happiness. One cool experiment in 2004 even showed that couples willing to make compromises reported higher levels of relationship satisfaction and stability in the long run. So remember, it's a give and take that keeps love afloat. The emotional abyss, when they lack emotional intimacy. Intimacy in a relationship isn't just about physical affection. It's about being emotionally close and vulnerable with each other. If you notice a drop in emotional intimacy, it might mean that your partner's love or emotional investment is fading. Researchers have found that emotional intimacy is vital for a loving and secure relationship. So, to keep that bond going strong, don't forget the power of being emotionally connected and open with each other. The erosion of love, when they're being hostile. Yep, even healthy relationships have their share of conflicts. But if your arguments with your partner are becoming more frequent and hostile, it could seriously erode the love and affection between you two. Psychologists like Gottman and Levinson saw this in their research back in 2000. Couples who showed contempt and criticism during conflicts were more likely to end up parting ways. So, learning to resolve conflicts in a healthy way is like relationship armor that keeps love from wearing away. The foundation of love, when you don't trust them anymore. Trust is the bedrock of any loving relationship. If your partner starts being dishonest or betraying your trust, it can seriously shake the foundation of love in your relationship. Scientific research from 2018 found that trust is a major player in relationship satisfaction and commitment. When partners felt trustworthy and honest, their love and emotional connection were much stronger. So if trust starts to crumble, it's time to address that issue head on. When love turns toxic, they manipulate you emotionally. Love should never be about manipulation and control. If your partner resorts to emotional manipulation or tries to control your actions, it's a big sign of an unhealthy relationship lacking genuine love. Numerous studies have shown the destructive effects of emotional abuse and manipulations on relationships. Gaslighting, guilt-tripping, and many other manipulative tactics are major red flags that can seriously harm love and well-being. Remember, love should always be kind and respectful for everybody involved.